Okay, in the last video, I said I was going to teach you another way to solve problem number 13. So I'm going to use the picking numbers and plugging in strategy, essentially where we pick a number for the variables in the answer choices. The only variable in the answer choices is the variable x. So we got to pick a number for x. It says in the problem if x is greater than 3. Now, I'm going to cheat a little bit, and I'm going to use a number that's actually less than 3. In section 3, we can't use a calculator, so the bigger the number we use, we're going to have to eventually plug that into the answer choices. And I want to do as little calculations as possible. So I'm going to try x equals 0. Because 0 is such an easy number, and when we plug that in, like 2 times 0 is 0, x squared, 0 squared. So it's a lot easier than choosing a number like 4 or 5 or 6. So even though I know it says x is greater than 3, you're like, Amir, why are you not listening to the directions? I'm going to give it a shot and see if it works. So I'm going to choose x equals 0. So this over here, this expression, I'm just going to copy over. So wherever there's an x, I'm going to replace it with a 0. So 0 plus 2 would be 2, so I'm just going to cross that out. And then 0 plus 3 would be 3. So 1/2 plus 1/3, let's just focus on the denominator for right now. The common denominator is 6. 2 times 3 is 6, so 1 times 3 is 3. 3 times 2 is 6, so 1 times 2 is 2. So 3 6 plus 2 6 would equal 5 6. So this would be 1 over 5 6. Now in the last video I said 1 over any fraction, all you have to do is just flip that fraction around. So 1 over 5 6 is 6 fifths. So our answer is 6 fifths. Now our next step, we're going to plug in 0 into these variables of all these answer choices until we get 6 fifths. So let's try A. So 2 times 0 would be 0. So 0 plus 5 is 5. So we're left with 5 in the numerator. And then 0 squared, that's 0, plus 5 times 0, that's 0. So we're left with 6 in the denominator. So 5 over 6. Well, that's not 6 fifths. So we're going to get rid of answer choice A. Let's try answer choice B. 0 squared, that's 0, plus 5 times 0 is 0. So we're left with 6 in the numerator, over 2 times 0 is 0, plus 5. So 0 plus 5 is 5. So 6 fifths. That works. So let's try C. 2 times 0 is 0. These aren't even fractions, so these definitely are not going to work. 2 times 0 is 0 plus 5, so that would just be 5, and 5 is not 6 fifths. 0 squared is 0, plus 5 times 0 is 0. So we're just left with 6, and 6 is not 6 fifths. Now you see why I chose 0 for this choice. Sometimes 0 wouldn't even work, but I gave it a shot and it did. I cheated a little and I kind of did not follow this advice that x is greater than 3. But for picking numbers and plugging in, especially in section 3, you want to pick the easiest numbers possible. So this is an alternate way to answer number 13. Again, if you liked the first part better, that was the more mathematical way to answer it, do it that way. If you like the picking numbers and plugging in strategy, you can do it this way. Do the way that you find that you understand the most. Okay, so we're done here. I will see you in the next video for problem number 14.